Thank you, Nathan. Yeah, Roger certainly set the chat alive there. Thank you, Roger, for that. And Jessica, book him in quickly before we lose him. Yeah, it'd be great to get him later in the year on Scribe Academy. Yeah, so I'm going to give you a sneak peek into what we're planning with our products. We have a really good engineering team, improving our products all the time. They're actually spread across the world in UK, Turkey, and Ghana. And just to give you a little bit of background on our products, I mean, 3 years ago, in 2020, we finally completed the migration of all our customers from our desktop applications to our cloud apps, which run in a web browser exclusively. I mean, this was a real challenging time because we had to not only support our old apps, but also while trying to build out our new apps. And the actual migration project started in 2017 and then finally complete in 2020. So since 2020, we have been fully focused on our cloud apps without the legacy technology holding us back. And we've been making rapid improvements every month based on customer feedback. And in fact, sometimes our customers have been getting a bit frustrated because they suddenly get surprised by new features popping up without warning. So this year, we started creating a blog post. We're doing blog posts whenever we do an update, before we do an update, to give a bit of a warning to our customers. And we'll dive into one of those Hannah did the other day, last week. And as you can see, we give full description and we do a video of it. I'll share that with you. And I'm going to talk about one of the features that's coming up. We should be releasing next week is our dynamic dashboard, our real-time dashboard. So I'll open our app here and give you an overview. So we're really excited by this. Some people, and particularly councils as well, not used to not comfortable looking at whole spreadsheets of numbers or reports of numbers. And this gives a real-time snapshot of the council finances, and it looks beautiful. I'm sure you all agree. You got your income and expenditure last month, you got your outstanding invoices, and then the days since your last bank reconciliation. That gives you an idea of how up to date it is with your current bank balance and all your numbers. Got a percentage used on all your budget for the year and your assets there. And then we have some visual charts in terms of your cost centers there and how much you've, against your budget, how much you've actually income you receive or budget spent, and then easy indicators if you've exceeded your budget there. And then on the right hand side, you've got your full breakdown in terms of your general funds and all your earmarked reserves. So that gives an awesome snapshot of what's happening in your council. Very easy to share, and your councillors can get read-only access to it and they can log on at any time. We're also really excited by this. We've got now 3 tiers of a product. In particular, I want to shout out about Lite. So we've got this Scribe Lite version for small parish and town councils. Starts at £12 a month, cancel anytime. It is limited compared to our other products. You have fixed cost codes, only 3 bank accounts and 2 reserves, but it's basically all set up, ready to go. You can do everything in there to be compliant. So the big thing there is complete your A-glass, so it's all in there. And then you obviously have the benefits from cloud access, the data backups and security, etc. in there. The support for that does look a little bit different compared to our other products. So as you see there, you've got it's more of a self-serve model, and we do have a forum there, but you don't get direct access to our customer support in terms of the phones and emails. So do recommend you all take a look at that. I'm just going to switch over to Cemetery here. And I'm going to show you a bit of a sneak peek of mapping, which will come out in a few weeks' time. We've really improved our mapping. You can zoom in a lot further now. You see we're very, very zoomed in, so you can create more small entities in your actual, this is for cemeteries, but it also be for allotments. You can even create the headstones there. So it's very easy to add all your small plots there. You've got fancy angles. You can look at your map if you wanted. We're going to introduce 3D, and it's also very easy to add new objects, as I'm showing you here. Just adding new objects there. Also, if you want to draw something from scratch, I'll add a little. What should I add here? I'll add out a bit of park area. Draw that out there, and then just may want to color that. Double click on there and save it as green. So it's very easy. And then you can also, as well, if it's not correctly angled. It's very easy to rotate. So as you can see, it's very easy to build out your map, do all your editing, etc. Yeah, so really pleased with the mapping, which will be in all our products. Anyway, so I'll just unshare that. What I'm particularly also excited about is we have also been working on a new app. So that's the update on our current apps. And we're working on this new app. And rather than me tell you about it, I thought I'd get a town clerk to tell you about it. So last week, just move this over here for a second. Last week, I popped over to Sheringham Town Council and met up with Sarah Petterday. And I've been collaborating with her pretty much all this year and trying to understand her challenges with asset managing and reaching, fulfilling the climate emergency initiatives she has. So I recorded that, and I'm going to share that recording with you right now. But also, hopefully Sarah's watching today. Sarah was absolutely brilliant. We had no script. I kind of had a script, but she didn't want to. She's very easy to kind of go into office. I just had to press record and she starts talking, and you can do everything on one take. So really appreciate her taking the time to do that. So I'm going to play this now. I'll just grab that video and then I'll come back after. Here you go.
We are live. So here is a copy of the most recent Sheringham Town Council Assets Register. As you can see, there's a lot on it. You can see bus shelters. We've then got compost bins and water butts and taps and tanks. Every bollard will be in here. All those bollards light up. You'll see here, we need now to update the CCTV section of our asset register because we actually completed the installation of a whole new CCTV system. Over the last 12 months, we've been replacing all of our council-owned streetlights. And this is Sheringham Sports Pavilion. So this asset is owned, so this building and the car park are owned by Sheringham Town Council. And then if you spin round behind me, you'll see this shed that is behind me. This is our maintenance shed. So this contains all of our maintenance equipment, tractors, lawnmowers, gators, everything. You'll then see that you have the allotments behind us. So I think we've got now around about 155 allotments that we oversee. We're quite a complex array of assets even here. And the care of these assets, you've got topple tests on graves that need to be undertaken. We've then got a memorial garden just through the bushes here. And then further down, we've got some buildings that we look after. Museum. So this is a lifeboat museum and they've got an old lifeboat inside. And then there's other artefacts inside as well. Then round the corner we have the Shell Museum as well.
Sheringham Town Council declared a climate emergency, and what are you doing?
We have declared a climate emergency, I think as far back as 2019. And a climate action plan was put together at that stage. We've actually just recently, only last night, gone through the process again of agreeing and signing off a new climate action plan.
Great, Sarah. So thanks for giving an overview of all your assets. It's a really, amazing town and town council. I've been here quite a few times, and you must be proud of what you're doing. So tell us a bit about the challenges you face with managing all your assets.
I think the biggest challenge is that you need a regime for checking the assets. You need to know how often you need to check them, and that when you've got so many, to keep a view over that is really difficult, particularly because we're a small team managing a huge amount of assets. Even so far as making sure that bus shelters are being cleaned, for example. We do have someone who does that, but there's still a need to check that that is being done correctly, or that the bus shelters haven't got graffiti on them, or they're not in a state of disrepair. So for me, so I think I've spoken to you before, John, I come from a commercial background where I've been very spoiled and gone into organisations that have systems, processes and procedures in place that hold your hand through those processes. We don't have that here. So there's been a workaround, but that's where having you and I spoken about what the wish list was very early on, and then you coming back to us with what Scribe Pulse had the potential to do and the iterations that that's going to build on, which will be that we'll be able to list all our assets in there, we'll be able to put photographs of them on there, we'll be able to give them identification numbers, and then in turn we'll be able to raise tickets with our maintenance team, we'll be able to set up a maintenance regime, a checking regime. It will help us to work in a more streamlined way, and it will make us, I think, as a town council.
So we're just interrupted by a call. Sorry about that. Yes, what was that call about?
So the call was about one of the benches on the Commons. So someone's gone over there this morning and found that a couple of the slats on the bench has been vandalised. We don't know how severe that is. So this is where it would be more exciting to have the app in place, because I could then, so I've already equipped my maintenance team with iPads so I can send them emails, but this would mean immediately, even during that call, I could be raising a ticket in the Pulse system, and it would then immediately send it to both of our maintenance team to mobilise them to an urgent ticket to go and check to see the condition of this complaint. Then they could feedback, send me pictures back in the app, and we could then manage the job to completion, because we can then communicate with the member of the public who's reported that issue to us. So it gives us a full circle to be able to mobilise, to be able to check, to be able to repair, to be able to order, but also to communicate back with that person. So one of the things that I think is really exciting after seeing my spreadsheet over here with all our assets on is that it will then turn itself into this dashboard, which will then give us a condition report. It will give us an inspection regime. It will also, which I think, particularly because we have declared that climate emergency, is it will also give us an overview of the carbon footprint of the assets that we have, but also indicate to us where we need to be going when we're purchasing new assets. So I think all in all, it's going to give us more information than we've ever had before. Even for small councils, every little bit that we do to help the environment is really key moving forward.
So Sarah, I came to you in the early days when I first started thinking about building an asset manager, which we're tentatively calling Scribe Pulse. So you mentioned that. Just to find out a bit more about what you're doing. That's important to us, to collaborate with you guys are doing the job day in, day out. You know the challenges, and how's that experience been? And do you encourage more clerks?
Really good. I think when I came to you and we had our first, I describe it as a brain dump session, and I sat and went through my absolute wish list of what I wanted the asset manager and the maintenance ticketing system to fulfill. I didn't imagine that we'd be sitting here less than a year later talking about something that's about being delivered. So I would say to all clerks out there, if you've got something that bugs you, if you've got an idea about something, however minor, send the suggestion in, because you never know where it will take you. And I know you're working on other things at the moment, but I would really encourage other clerks to come forward. If there's something that you need and you can't find it elsewhere, speak to Scribe and see what they can do for you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Sarah. Actually, Sarah didn't like the name Scribe Pulse. So if any of you have a better name for the application, because it's not just about asset management, just drop it in the chat. And if we choose any of those ideas, we'll give you a prize. But it's not just Sarah that I've been talking to. I've been talking to lots of other councils, put a few of them up here. So really thanks for all the feedback I've been having from loads of parish and town councils about our new asset manager. So this is kind of it in its current version. You've got your number of tickets that's open there, you've got your total assets and how much they're worth, how many inspections are open and closed this month, and then overall condition report. Then you can have here your consumption metrics for energy, gas, water, petrol from all your assets and vehicles. And then we can work out the carbon footprint for that. So this is all over the, I'll change that to the month. And then as you see there, Sarah talked about the ticketing system she wanted. And that's, you know, these are all the latest tickets, inspections or incidents. And, you know, we've got a few team members, interesting team members working for this particular council dealing with those inspections and incidents. And then you've got the financial side of it, the breakdown, etc. So if any of you, we're still, you know, we're going to be running a beta program for that in the next month. Also, so if you want to participate in our beta program, just drop yes into the chat right now, and we'll invite you to this beta test. And we'll also be thinking about delivering a free version of this app for the basic asset register. So you could participate in that. Yeah, so if you want to participate in this beta program, just drop yes and we'll get back to you. Otherwise, back to you guys in the studio.